What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Hang on, let me make sure we are on live. Oh, yep, we are on live. Get my thing set up here. Got my chat set up here. Okay, what's going on? All right, how's everybody doing, guys? Welcome, happy hump day. What's up, Nani? Marlene, Sam, what's happening? Rhode Island, Bethany. All the way from Rhode Island. Lord have mercy. It's late over there, ain't it late? Damn. All right, what's up, Brian? Brother Brian, all the way from the Big Island. As you can see, I am running solo tonight. Charles had something come up at the airport, but we can still share. We'll have some fun tonight. Talking story about some of the what's going on. We'll wait, give it a minute or so. What's up, Mila? How you guys doing? How you guys doing on this wonderful Wednesday, hump day? Lots going on, man, in our wonderful state. I got a few topics I don't want to talk about tonight, but we're gonna leave it up to you guys too. We're gonna do what we did a while back, where we will put your comment. You got any questions? What's up, Justin? What is up? Yeah, we'll. You guys got questions? What's up, Pops? Yeah, Charlie planning for tomorrow. Absolutely. My dad all the way from Seattle, Washington. Darcy, what's up, Patty? Yeah, Charlie got tied up, so we're gonna run this thing solo tonight. Got a couple announcements. We'll wait till we get more people on. What's up, Darcy? If you got any questions, anything you want to talk about, just put them in the comments. We'll show it up. We'll pop it up like we did the last time. Like that. Boom. Raining cats and dogs all day and ho now. Or like this. What's up, brother? Anyway, we'll have some fun tonight. A lot of things happening in our state. As you know, tomorrow's D-Day. Tomorrow is the day. Vaccine passport program begins. My God, please, Lord, help us. Got my drink. Anyway, like I said, we'll give it about a minute. By the way, we are broadcasting live on Facebook, as you know, as well as YouTube. If you guys have a YouTube channel, make sure you go to my page, Mel Raposo, and subscribe. And click the bell icon so you get notified every time we go live on YouTube. We're also on Twitter. We're going live on Twitter as well. And my page is Mel Raposo. Very simple. Check it out. What's up, Lola? So YouTube, Twitter, we're on all three right now live. So anyway, hope you guys all having a great night. Again, if you guys have any questions or comments or topics that you want to discuss, put them in the comments, guys. Put them in the comments, and we will put them up, and we'll discuss it. We'll discuss it. I want this to be a two-way street. The length of the program tonight is going to depend on how many topics we get to talk about. Mila, D Doomsday. Let me see if I can fix this a little bit here. Make it a little more pretty. See if we can make it a little more pretty. Green thinks 70% is too high now. Can't be met. He's still pushing full opening. Yes, Nani. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Hi, Patsy. Patsy's on. How's that? She gave me a little heart. My wonderful wife, such an amazing lady. Anyway, yeah, so we got some topics to talk about. Before Juan, what's up, Juans? I'll see you in the morning, bro. I'll see you in the morning, my man. About 10 a.m. out there on the North Shore. Juan out there with the Science Ohana breakfast out there in Princeville, right next to the urgent care clinic. I will be out there at about 10 o'clock. We'll be doing a live from there. So if you guys are in the area, stop by, say hello. Say hello. All right, guys. Real quick announcement. And what's up, Thomas, Melissa? You know, I was chatting with Charlie today, and tomorrow, as we all know, D-Day, right? I'm calling it D-Day. Vaccine passport program begins. What's interesting is we are relying largely. This came right out of the state. Relying largely. I'm going to read it. So pardon me for looking down at my notes because I don't want to get it wrong. Relying largely on the honor system to ensure proof of vaccination presented by incoming travelers. Honor system, guys. Travelers will also have to attest in writing. What's up, Sherry? Christy? Nani? Aloha, Sabra. Travelers will also have to attest in writing that the documentation is authentic. Does that make you guys feel a lot better? Does that make you guys feel a lot better that not only is there no validation process, that not only is it honor system, but travelers will have to attest in writing. Oh, I feel so much better. They'll have to attest in writing that their documentation is authentic. Does that make you guys feel better? It's pathetic. We were promised early on. We were promised by our governor. You guys got to remember these things. We were promised back last year or early this year. The governor made a commitment. He said that we would not open up to the vaccine passport program until the mechanisms were in place so we could validate. Remember, guys? Remember that? Not that long ago. Sup, Kiala, all the way from Waikoloa. Whoa. We were promised, we were assured that we would not rely on the honor system, that we would, in fact, get the mechanisms in place, that we were working with all these freaking vendors. Sup, Jen Worthington, Patty. We were assured that these guys was going to be able to provide the systems that would validate these programs or these cards. We were assured. And today we find out that honor system, they got to sign, they got to attest that their credentials are valid and for real. Guys, I'm not the most intelligent guy. I don't have the best memory, but certain things stay in my brain if it's important. And that was one that I totally trusted. Let's just read Valerie's comment here. No worry about tomorrow. My son and his dad flew in from California on June 15th with a layover in Maui. No one in Maui or Honolulu checked them, even though they asked at both Kahului and Honolulu airports. I'm sure there's a lot more passengers going unchecked besides them. Absolutely correct. And not only on Maui, but on Kauai as well. On Kauai, we rely on Roberts, and kudos to them. They're trying their best. But if you go to the airport, if you've been to the airport when all of the direct flights come in at the same time, so you have all of the passengers coming off and all of the passengers going on, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, and you're relying on a private company, non-security, they're a tour company, and again, kudos to them because they're doing what they can. Today I heard firsthand information that there was a person that flew in last night on one of the airlines, didn't have a test, so they booked him a flight to go back out that night. He was not supposed to be allowed to leave the terminal. When the flight was ready to leave to go back, they realized, hey, we're missing one passenger. Guess which passenger? The one that didn't test. Guess what? He made it out of the airport. He's floating around right now, untested. People, the system is not working. Now, I know many of you are out there saying, Mel, why are you being so dramatic? Why are you being so dramatic? Look at the hospitals. Look at the deaths. Well, why do we have to wait for that to happen? Why do we have to wait? I can tell you right now, today I found out two more of my dear friends tested positive. That makes two relatives and 4 dear friends of mine that are now positive with COVID. Few of them are sick. None of them are in the hospital, thank God, but they are sick. So I don't want to hear this. Hospitalizations are low. I mean, that is true. But 58% of the people are vaccinated. The other thing, the one positive in all of this, if there is any, is that the people under 12, 5 to 12, 5 and below, no require no test, they don't require nothing. But the 12, between 5 and 12, will still be required to take a test to get here. So the question or the concern I have is the validity of those cards. We know, we've seen it. People have been arrested. That these fake cards are floating around. We understand that. We know that's going to happen. We just got to keep our fingers crossed. And on top of that, guys, we have to be safe ourselves. Let me see. I'm just reading comments, guys. Sorry. I just want to make sure I get all your comments. Laurel, Missouri had to fly in more ventilators today. Just because we're okay here for now doesn't mean it can't get out of control with the Delta variant. That is so true. And, you know, we are watching other states right now that have shortages of ventilators. Is that what we got to wait for before we take action? Also, tomorrow, all of the restrictions get reduced, 75% restaurant capacity. There is no way you can put 75% capacity in a restaurant and still observe 6 feet social distancing. So, you know, that's not going to happen. And the cases are continuing to climb. We had 8 cases today. I'll talk about that in a little bit on Kauai. 8. 2 travel related, 6 community spread. 2 of those are my dear friends that were, you know, caught it from family members. So the clusters are real. The clusters are real. So tomorrow we see. So I wanted to use that as the opening story because I kind of wanted to make an announcement there. Charlie and I talked about it today, and you know, we believe our job is done. And Charlie will be back on Friday, by the way. But our job here with Facebook Live and Mel and Charlie is done. I mean, we've done our best. Carol, we're going to talk about the removing all restrictions in a little bit as well. We're going to be talking about that as well. But so the transition is going to happen. I mean, we're gonna start transitioning off of COVID, and we're gonna go to a 1 night a week show. You know, we have beaten this up. We have beaten this thing up tremendously. Now that doesn't mean we won't pop up if we need to, but we believe that we have done everything we possibly can. And thanks to all of you for participating. But, you know, we were repeating ourselves. We was hoping that, you know, generating the engagement from the viewers and the people that, in fact, you know, our decision makers would listen. And you know, obviously, they have chosen the path of risk. That's the best way I can categorize it. They're playing with fire. They're playing with fire. Next Tuesday night, we will have Dr. Dworkin on. He will be on next week. He will be. He has. Yeah, we will cover Ed. We will cover much more. We will cover Ed. Ed is saying that many subjects can be covered with the intimate. Yeah, I'm sorry, inimitable. We are going to take on issues that affect all of us statewide. We are going to continue the crusade. This is not a aloha speech. No, not at all. And if things change and we got to go to 5 nights, 6 nights, 7 nights a week, we will do it. Don't get me wrong. But we are Tuesday night, Dr. Jonathan Dworkin will be on. He wrote a book that's going to be published very soon. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about his perspective of where we're at and where we're heading. Dr. Dworkin, as you know, is a scientist. He's a brilliant brilliant doctor and one of the experts that some people believe we don't listen to. I wish our leadership would listen to people like Dr. Dworkin. But anyway, he'll be on Tuesday night. And again, we'll be here Friday with Charlie and we'll talk Star. It'll be a fun night Friday, and I can promise you that. We may even flatten the curve with our ukulele and guitar again. So where we at right now? Yeah, thank you. We try to be that platform for the people. We definitely try. Hang on here. I'm just reading comments because I want to make this an engaging discussion. I'm gonna just take a chance and put it up. So today I took my 14-year-old grandson to get a shot. It was happening at our gym, so I told my son and his girlfriend to go take it. They never showed up. So I asked my son why. This is what he said. He knows a scientist. Oh gosh, I couldn't get the whole message in there. Anyway, yeah, we're seeing that with that generation that they don't want to put the shot in their body and so forth. You know, I got to tell you, again, we respect everybody's decision, but we know one thing, that this vaccine has made a huge difference in the amount of people that get really sick and die. I mean, we know that it's proven. So we're going to continue. We're going to continue on the journey to inform and educate and get people out, those that are on the fence. Yeah, so we're not going nowhere. Okay, let me just say we're not gonna go nowhere, and we'll discuss it more on Friday when Charlie's here. But this is the other concerning thing that's happening, and this is where I think we have some issues in our state government. The governor said when we reached 60%, we would open up the passport program. Well, we're not at 60%; we're at 58%. He also said that when we reach 70%, which probably will be never, based on the trends, we'll remove all restrictions. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate that, bro. We're not leaving, Mark. We're gonna continue. We're just gonna figure out what's the best way to get the information out, rather than just Charlie and I ranting and raving every night. Anyway. 70%, which we'll never get to, more than likely. Now the governor is predicting we'll get there in a couple of months, and he may be right. I don't know. I'm just looking at the number of eligible people to get the shot, knowing the people that are not going to take the shot. It'll be difficult to get to 70%, but that's one thing. We know one thing. You know, herd immunity, when we all started this journey, herd immunity was 70%. That's what the estimates were based on the testing and all the trials and all of that. As the variants started to pop up, it went up to 75%, 80, 90, 95%. We are at a point now where most of the experts, and I'm not going to say all because I cannot speak for all of them, most of the experts are saying that it'll be very difficult for this country or the world to reach herd immunity because of the variants. More specifically, this Delta variant that's becoming a huge problem. The lieutenant governor says that the 70% benchmark is too high. Too high. He's saying that we should drop the percentage. He said two things. Number one, we should count the people that got COVID. Remember, guys, we know for a fact, it's not disputable, that even if you have the vaccine, or even if you had COVID, that you can catch and transmit the disease. Okay, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. He wants to add that 5% of the population to the 58 or 60%. That takes us to 65%. And he believes, Lieutenant Governor Green believes, that 65% will get us to herd immunity. Where the heck? Find me someone, people. Find me someone. Anywhere. That's an expert that will agree with that. Contaminated or vaccinated, Kayla, I'm not sure what that means. Expand your. Um, find me an expert. Find me an expert that will agree that 65% is herd immunity. 65%. But wait, hold, time out. It was 70, and it went up to probably 90 or higher. And he comes out and says he believes, Lieutenant Governor, who happens to be an ER doctor, remember, emergency medicine he's not an epidemiologist. He's not a virologist. He's an emergency room doctor. Nothing against ER doctors, trust me, I love them. But he's saying 65% gets us to herd immunity. Please, someone, even those of you that disagree with my position on all of this, find me an expert that agrees that 65% of a community with the Delta variant running around is herd immunity. Please. They don't exist. Let me help you. They don't exist. I go nuts when I hear this guy. Ed says Lieutenant Governor is juggling politics. He is a confusing and conflicting leader. Absolutely. You say it much better than I. But I get irritated because he's out there as the Lieutenant Governor speaking, which carries a lot of influence, telling people that 65% is herd immunity. That's a lie. That's disingenuous. And it's dangerous. I'm sorry, guys. And I'm sorry, Josh Green. Sometimes the truth hurts, but you find me, besides the Lieutenant Governor, find me an expert. Find me an expert that will agree that 65% is herd immunity. That is so false. And I see a lot of comments, guys. I'm not going to post those comments. You guys read the comments if you want to. But that to me, and no one, whether it's the Department of Health or even the governor. Listen, if I was the governor and my Lieutenant Governor was running around and telling people those falsehoods, I would bring it up. Now, the way the structure is, he has the right and the freedom to say what he wants, but the governor should step in and defend himself. I'm trying to get the governor on our show because I want to thank him for taking the safe road. But really, no one is calling him on the bullshit. No one from our Department of Health. And trust me, I talk to a lot of people. That totally agree that his comments are dangerous and counterproductive and false, but they cannot say anything. I shouldn't say cannot. They can, but they choose not to because of repercussions and all this crap. We'll talk about the whistleblower that's suing the state now because she finally got fired by the state, Dr. Smith. I mean, no one steps up except here on this show. And I have a text from the Lieutenant Governor telling me that I'm disingenuous and that in fact I listen to the wrong people and I am misled. Hey, JG, find me an expert that justifies your 65% number, buddy. That's a challenge, man. That's a challenge. It's a friendly challenge. Because they don't exist. Because 65% is lower than what we thought it would be when we didn't have any variants. That's crap. And I'm going to call it when I see it. Yes, Dr. Smith got fired. She got terminated. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. So I look at the governor, and as much as I appreciate him taking a safer route, I am disappointed in the governor for not calling out the Lieutenant Governor. The media is having a field day saying, oh, governor says this, but the Lieutenant Governor disagrees. Okay, Governor, grow up here and say, hey, the Lieutenant Governor is out of line. We know based on our Department of Health experts, based on experts around the world, that 65% is not herd immunity. Let's start there, Governor. Libby Char, Dr. Char, our epidemiologists. Why don't you guys stand up? Why? Is the pressure that strong? Is the lobby that strong? Now we have the Lambda variant from Peru. It's not going to stop. We heard Dr. Miskovich. We heard a lot of doctors telling us, any experts telling us. In fact, Dr. Kim talked about we're going to have numerous more variants. And every time we get a new variant, it'll be stronger. It'll be stronger. No, Dr. Fauci actually, in his last comment about herd immunity, he said that we shouldn't be relying on herd immunity because it's unattainable. And maybe that's what he's relying on. You know, they asked him the other day, do you support Dr. Fauci's position about the masks, that even if you got vaccinated, you should still wear your masks around people? And they asked Josh Green, because Josh says, you got vaccinated, total immunity. Don't even worry. Live. And he said, oh, I'll support Dr. Fauci just because he's Dr. Fauci. Well, because you don't have the balls to go up and tell Dr. Fauci that you think he's wrong. Because if your position is completely contradictory to Dr. Fauci's currently, you got to take the good with the bad, guys. You cannot just pick and choose. So I tell you something, man. I hope I am dead ass wrong. I hope I am dead ass wrong. Hey guys, check out Mark Barbanel's post. Dave Lecoq is on Oahu in ICU with COVID. There's a GoFundMe page. If you guys can, check it out, support it. Thanks, Mark, for that. My point is this. As a state, and let me also say that, you know, that whole thing about Mel and Charlie running for governor, lieutenant governor was a skit. It was a joke. It wasn't. We weren't serious, man. We got a lot of calls. This has nothing to do. No, it's not. But as a state, we should be on the same page. And the governor, as far as I'm concerned, took the safer route. And you cannot have the lieutenant governor coming out saying stuff that goes against what the governor's trying to say. They need to get on the same page. Yeah, I got it, Nani. I got it. No apology necessary. No apology necessary. They got to be on the same page, guys. What is it, you know? So the governor is standing firm on his 70%. I bet you lunch that we won't wait till 70%, that the pressure is going to get to the governor. Josh Green every single day is on the TV. He gets his free airtime twice, sometimes 3 times in the morning on KHON, and he has his star advertiser interviews, constantly pounding into people how safe we are. And the governor is being more conservative and more concerned. Now, some will agree, some will disagree. That's fine. My point is that the governor has made his decision. That's how we're going to go. He's relying on information from the Department of Health, but no one steps up. So if you don't watch all the press conferences and you only watch the news, all you get is how safe it is and that we are totally immune. Only 2% of the people that got positive were vaccinated. How many of them that never got tested because they're asymptomatic? You know, I mean, that's one thing about statistics. You can flip it however you want. You can spin it however you want. My point is this variant is relatively new to Hawaii, and it's going to get worse. And tomorrow we will see. In about a week or two, we will see the effects of this wonderful honor system vaccination card. We already know that many are slipping through the cracks right now. We don't even have the vaccine card program yet. It's still testing. You still got to have a test but many are getting through. Stephanie's going to email me tomorrow. Let's write about it. I'll contact the governor. You know, Stephanie, you write a story. That's what the story needs to be about. Why is the lieutenant governor and the governor on different pages? And why is the governor continuing to try to convince people that we're going to get to herd immunity at 65%? Why is he saying we're going to add people that have already had COVID? No, man, tell me where the heck is that even a guideline? You cannot create the stuff when you're dealing with this. Anyway, that leads us right into the cases today. 8 cases on Kauai today. 8. 6 community spread, 2 travel related. Safe travels working, not on Kauai. 8 cases? Come on. And the wristbands, all these wristbands, you can actually you can buy these wristbands. You can buy these wristbands. When you get 200 people waiting in line to come through a screening gate, and you come and you have a wristband and it might be a different color, and you tell the screener, that's what they gave me. You know what? Just go. That's what's happening, guys. That's what's happening on all the islands. In fact, on some of the islands, like on Maui and in Honolulu, they don't even check. There's no one there checking. Now Maui is saying, "Oh, we're going to stop, please, airlines, please stop bringing people." A few months ago, you guys were saying, "I'm ready. We support the governor in opening up." What do you guys think was going to happen, man? What do you think was going to happen? So the legislature will talk about the overriding, the veto, cutting the HCA funding, whatever. That's up for you guys to decide what do you do. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But cases are rising. It's going to rise. It's going to get worse. At what point do we say, "Oh, Kauai is going to tier 5 tomorrow"? Yeah, expand more capacity. I mean, guys, I'm worried. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I'm worried. I am blessed to have a lot of friends that work in the hospital industry on a couple of the islands. I'm hearing it straight from the frontline workers, people. And that's what pisses me off about this lieutenant governor. He does not share the story. He doesn't tell. The news doesn't cover that because you cannot, right? HIPAA. Well, like I said, I'm blessed. I'm blessed that I have friends that work frontline that share with me on a daily basis how terrible it is, how they're putting beds in hallways. Yeah, they're not all COVID patients, but they're patients that have put off care and gotten worse. We have patients that have passed away because they couldn't get or they waited too long for their care because of COVID. Do they count as a COVID death? No, they don't. So let's just be real with the people, man. I hear this. Sometimes I just want to break down and cry when I read and I'm listening to these people on the front line crying because they see it every single damn day. And then they watch the news or they read the paper and everything is all nice and everything's all, we're safe. And yet they see what's happening in the hospitals. They're seeing people die of COVID. They're seeing the after effects, the long haulers. They're treating these people for long haul symptoms. But you never hear about that on the media. All you hear about is, yay, we're opening up. Tomorrow is the day. Marshall says airline in Hawaii is averaging 10 new cases of infected employees daily, and how they're bribing employees one day's pay for letting them know that they got vaccinated. That's the stories I hear, people, from all over the state. Charlie hears the same messages, and we're blessed with all of you that share the stories. It's sometimes it gets emotional because we know, and there's nothing we can do except wait. I had one friend tell me today, it's unfortunate that we just got to wait. We got to let the numbers blow up. We got to let people get sick, and then they'll see. And you know what? That's what the governor and the lieutenant governor is waiting for. Yeah, because they don't have the grapes to stand up to the industry and say, listen, guys, 70% is 70%. 70% is 70%. Whatever, you know. But the you keep moving the goalposts, the end zone. You keep moving the goal line. It doesn't feel. We got to open up before 4th of July. We got to open up before summer. So let's change the number. Let's just move the goal line closer. Yeah. Can you imagine that, watching a Super Bowl and it's 4th and 3, and that time, and then they move the ball half an inch to the goal line? That's what they're doing. They're moving the goal. And we're not at 60%, but we lifted restrictions. We did things that we said we would do when we reach 60%. Now, some of you may say, hey, it's only 2%. You're entitled to your opinion. My point is, when our governor, when he put those benchmarks, it was based on science, it was based on Department of Health, it was based on what CDC and everybody else, they compiled all this data and they said, hey, 60%, we'll go ahead and do this. And we're not there, but we cannot wait because we're greedy. And we want to get those revenues flowing into the state. Crazy, man. Crazy. So the whistleblower, I'm just going to go through a couple of things. The whistleblower sues. Today, file a lawsuit. Remember, this was the whistleblower, Dr. Smith, that revealed the failures in the contact tracing. Remember? We had predicted, we had suspected, we knew because we had heard, we saw what was going on. Everyone did. I'm not saying just me and Charlie. Everyone knew. Hang on, I'm just reading some comments. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Who was that? Thank you, Julie. Appreciate that. We knew that the contact tracing was a farce. We knew that they were lying. We knew that they were full of it. We knew that they weren't doing it. We knew that they lied to the public. No one is held accountable, right? So this woman, Dr. Smith, stands up and says, I cannot take this no more. People are dying. And she comes forward and she exposes the failures in the contact tracing program. She was right there. She did the press conference. Dr. Miskovich was there. The attorneys were there. She was protected as a whistleblower. So what happens? She gets suspended or puts on leave. They come up with this charge where she threatened some other employees. And later, she gets fired. The state, Department of Health. And yet she was the one that stood up and said, hey, this is wrong. This is wrong. So, now people might say, she was a disgruntled employee. Well, damn right she was. And it's interesting that not long after she came out, the legislature popped up. Remember, had that whole scandal. Bruce Anderson retires, moves to the mainland. Sarah Park gets put on leave with pay until she eventually leaves. And now she's fired. That is going to be an interesting story to follow. And I am trying to get her on the show as well. We're trying to, and that's what we're gonna do, guys. You know, we're gonna bring on the people that have the information to share with you folks. We talked a little bit about the legislature overriding the governor's veto. Now the TAT money will be taken away from the counties, and the counties now are going to be authorized to charge up to 3% additional TAT for the counties. I'm not sure how that's going to work. The county, I know I can only speak for Kauai. We don't have the mechanisms in place that we could turn that switch and create this brand new tax system for visitors. It's not that simple. It's not like a QuickBooks account. It's not that simple. That's pretty much a whole new division, new equipment, new employees. It's going to cost money. And yes, we're going to generate revenue. I don't necessarily think that was the wise thing. As far as the HTA funding, you know, I really don't want to get into that. We had Mr. DeFries on our show. He talked about how they were going to manage tourism. The governor said this whole bill, the funding for HTA was necessary because it was going to allow them to remanage or manage tourism. Listen, guys, let's be real. I love Mr. DeFries with all my heart. He's a kupuna. He's a wonderful man. Great person. Great human being. Guys, we had a year and a half to figure out managing tourism. A year and a half. We should have known. And remember, to come up with a plan of managing tourism takes a while, but we had time. You don't, COVID should not have been a factor because everyone was working from home. Zoom meetings, team meetings, all those teams where you can share screens and share spreadsheets. I mean, please, that technology is there. We should have had in place by now capacity limits on certain attractions. Now they're all saying, "Oh my God, no, can we charge?" The solution. You notice this, right, guys? You notice this. The solution is always tax them. Yeah, they don't look at the root problem. They want to, let's charge the tourists to go see our attractions. Let's up the Hanauma Bay fee. Let's charge them parking. No, see, the problem is we get too many. So that's like ridiculous. Like that, the easy way, guys. Redefining tourism, redefining the management of tourism is exactly what they're trying to do now after the fact, which is too late. If you think about it, we had a year and a half to take those areas, all the different areas that we knew once we started traveling, once we opened up travel, we were going to have problems. We knew, but we didn't do anything. No, we did a lot of, we spent a lot of money about beautiful banners and signs about wear your mask. We did nothing. And if you did, hey, I apologize. I haven't seen a damn thing as it relates to managing tourism. Zero. There no management at all. They opened the floodgates, and now we complaining. And the tourist is complaining because they got to wait 2.5 or 3 hours for a restaurant seat. And then the restaurant owners are blaming the state because, hey, you guys have us in restrictions, and you guys not letting us open up to full capacity, so we cannot hire employees. So these guys go, hey, tough cookies, guys. You travel during a pandemic. You better expect some inconveniences, people. I don't care if it's Hawaii, Jamaica, Tennessee. If you want to travel during a pandemic, you might want to expect a little bit of delays. You might want to expect a little bit of lines. These people are watching the news. No one explained this to us. If you don't know that we're in a pandemic, you are out of this world. And if you decide to travel for vacation during a pandemic, oh my God. Lord have mercy. But no one looks at the root problem. The root problem is we get too many passengers coming into our individual counties more than our infrastructure can handle. And I'm not just talking about roads. Roads is a big one, but sewer, water, your normal infrastructure, the burden on our infrastructure is incredible. And, I've always said, when our life, our quality of life, our residents gets compromised because we got to bend over backwards and take it up the Kundingi because we don't want to inconvenience the visitor, we're definitely headed down the wrong track. Definitely headed down the wrong track. I don't know what to tell you. The state manages airports. The state Department of Transportation manages airports. And I understand that the Fed, they say the feds, we cannot stop planes from, you damn right you can stop planes. Shut the damn airport down. Shut them down. If the state no like, or the federal government no like play ball with you, shut the airport down to mainland planes. Close the gates. You know, there's a lot more we can control than they lead us to believe. And I think that's where my frustration comes in. So the legislature overrides the veto. The governor didn't want to do this because, you know, of course, the cut to the HTA budget. But we'll see what happens with that. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take our county on Kauai to get in place the mechanisms so we can actually charge this extra 3%. I don't. I would much rather have seen if we're going to go down this road, then come up with a brand new law that allows the counties to charge more than just TAT. Let us add on a rental car surcharge. Let us add on a airline passenger surcharge, airport surcharge. Give us the authority. Let the counties charge what we want to charge. And and it's up to the counties to determine where that money is going to go. It just blows me away. It just blows me away. We got our social issues, guys. We got so many issues. Houseless. We got unemployment issues. We got definitely COVID is a big problem. And yet, no one. I mean, we look at the prisons, right? Prisons. The prisons are full. So what is their solution? Oh, let them go, right? There's a whole movement out there. Let prisoners go. No matter about the victims that they victimize, just let them go. Well, when we get one overabundance of tourists, what we do? We build one out of hotel, right? We build another prison. If the issue is prison, no more enough space, and you build another prison. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, guys. But what the state has decided, that they're going to build a brand new stadium and a stadium complex, a whole community, 98 acres, brand new stadium, a new Aloha Stadium Entertainment District with concert halls, housing, businesses, $350 million. Remember rail? You think they're going to build all what they want to do with $350 million? Why am I having a hard time believing that? Guys, why am I having a hard time believing that? Because I do not trust them. The track record, not the best. Do we need a brand new stadium right now? I saw Glenn Okai, a good friend of mine. He was on the news the other night. We had him on our show a couple of times. I might bring him back on just to beat him up about the stadium. He says to maintain Division I status, we gotta have whatever it was, 15,000 people attendance every game consistently. I love Glenn. I love football. There's not too many people that are bigger football fan than me, guys. Trust me. I got football cards all over this place. We get people sleeping in bushes. We get kids sleeping in bushes. We get kids hungry. We get families that are in so much trouble. Do I want a new stadium? You're damn right. Do I want a swimming pool in my backyard? Absolutely. I can't afford it. Do I want to build my wife a kitchen that would blow her away? I sure do. Can't afford it. Yeah, but could I go out and maybe go get a loan? Or yeah, I probably could, but is that smart? No, it's not. You see, when you look at the priorities, and every time you have an issue, a social issue, whether it's housing or whether it's houselessness, hunger, kupuna abuse, whatever it is. You put all those priorities on your little whiteboard up at the state capitol in your fancy offices with core desks. And then you look at the monies and you say, okay, how are we going to fix the houseless problem? How are we going to fix it? We no more money. Trust me. I did a very good job begging for money from the state all my years on the county council. I begged for a lot of money. It's always the same. No more money. No more money. Can you imagine your child coming up to you and say, Dad, I need new shoes. My shoes get whole. Son, we can't afford it. We just cannot afford it. But your son see you coming home every day with a cold pack beer, with a wine, with a steak and lobster. The kid is like, wow, I really needed shoes. That's kind of what I see. We have issues that people try to ignore, right? All our leaders just tell the public, tell our constituents, funding's tight. We've been told that for a year and a half. Oh, because of COVID, man, we can't afford it. We can't afford it. And then you come out and you read, and all these happy people, all these happy leaders, we're going to build a new stadium. 350, which we know it won't be. We know it won't be 350 million. 350 million, guys. We're going to build this wonderful entertainment district. Entertainment. Never mind the houseless. Never mind the abused women and children. Yeah, never mind. We just save them for maybe the next time. Maybe later. Maybe next term. I don't know how you sleep at night, man. People, I know you guys thinking, no, this guy, he must be running for office. I ain't running for shit. But I'll be honest with you, man, when I see that kind of stuff, $350 million, when you're telling everybody that has a social issue that we can't afford it. When you come to the people and you start telling people we got to find ways to let people out of prison because, no, don't get me wrong, we get people in prison that shouldn't be there. Okay, so don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that everybody belongs in prison. Absolutely not. The whole DPS system here is messed up. But what I'm saying is that we don't look at the root problems. Yeah, we look at the Band-Aid. We're so good at putting Band-Aids and then convincing the people that the Band-Aid is the solution. That's crap. The problem is that you're taking money, that $350 million leveraged against federal funds could be monies for houses. Monies for houses. Listen, the houseless community, the homeless community. We have people that are houseless, that are legitimately houseless. They work. They live in their car because they can't afford rent. Yeah, because houses are being bought by mainland people coming in, buying crap cash. I know for a fact that people are calling me up crying and telling me, what can I do? My landlord just told me that they sold the house. I got to move out. Maybe you can go hang out at the new stadium entertainment district. Why is it so damn hard to not put your energies in a housing district? Housing district. Why not buy all this land that you would put a $350 million stadium for football, which I love, and make that into a housing district? People are not asking for big mansions, guys. They just want a roof, some shelter, some necessities. Give me $350 million. I promise you. Give me $350 million, state. I'll hook up with some nonprofits would blow your mind. We would get a lot of people in homes, guys. A lot of people. $350 million leveraged with the available funding from the federal government. We would make miracles happen. But you can sit there on an interview and look excited because you're building a new stadium and an entertainment district where we can get concert. You think I don't want to go? I would love a concert. And you drive right past the people living in the bushes on your way to the concert, where you can spend your $400 for your ticket to watch Mariah Carey or whoever the hell you like watch, and all these homeless people worrying about where they're going to eat. Come on. That is why I get frustrated. And that is why it's not good for Have Me Alone on this show. We need Charlie. Now, people, I have been in government, and I know firsthand what the pressure is like. Hang on real quick. Sam says, seems whatever housing is built, unless get restrictions on speculators. Yeah, absolutely, Sam. That is so true. And that is built into the restrictions. I mean, trust me, it works. There's models all over this country on how to do this right. There's models all over the country on how we can 350 million Habitat for Humanity. You know how many homes you could build if you partnered with Habitat? I went to a housing summit. I went to 2 housing summits. I was still on the council. My last term, I think it was. I was the council chair, and I went to 2 housing summits. It was bizarre because I went to the government housing summit, and all I heard was how difficult it is to provide affordable housing. Oh man, hey, infrastructure. And then within the same month, I went to a housing summit. This was here on Kauai, from the private nonprofit developers, Stanford car guys, all of these developers. I really apologize. I forget this woman's name who was a genius. Some of these guys will refuse to do business on Kauai because of our ridiculous planning requirements and so forth. It's just not feasible for them. But anyway, I watched all 8 hours worth of summit, listening to speakers from all over the state tell us how we can. And that's the problem, right? You get government who is made up of politicians versus people that do this for a living. That's what they do. They put up affordable housing. That's how they do it. That's who we got to partner. We don't partner with those corporate giants that only want the money. Partner with those agencies, those developers. That's all they do. That's all they do. Affordable housing. No, let's go build a new freaking stadium. Let's go build a new stadium, and let's build an entertainment district that's going to be amazing. I got to tell you, man, I'm disappointed with a lot of people. So disappointed, because this is, and that's what we as voters got to remember, right? Because through the campaign, right, you hear about how we're going to work on affordable housing, how we're going to work on houselessness, and how we're going to work on all of these things. And then after the election, now I got to go, now I got to go deal with taking care of the people that had helped me get elected, right? The houseless people now make no damn donation because they don't have money. Yeah, I know I sound harsh, man. I know I sound harsh, but enough is enough, guys. Enough is enough. Like I said, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. The models are out there. We just got to reset our damn priorities. Reset. You tell a kid, hey, you want that whatever you want, that PlayStation 4 or whatever, you come home with 4.0 grade point average. Yeah, if I'm the governor, man, you want that stadium? Let's fix houselessness first. You want that stadium? Let's make sure every kid is fed. Let's make sure all our kids, every single classroom in the state is air conditioned. Then we start talking stadium. You want to veto my ass? Veto my ass. But then the public going to know that you have chosen a an entertainment district over air conditioning our classrooms for our kids, or making sure all our kids are fed, and making sure all of our houseless people have roofs over their head. Like I said, doesn't have to be mansions, guys. Doesn't have to be mansions. I tell you right now, not all of some of these homeless people ain't going to go into a structured environment. Whatever. You provide the environment. If they trespass, then you deal with it. I'm talking about the ones that are genuinely houseless because somebody bought their house that they were renting and they cannot afford to go anywhere else because it's $2,700 damn dollars a month. First month rent, second month deposit, all this crap. Get your electricity, go down there, change. You cannot do it, so you live in your car. You tell me, if I put up a damn barrack style facility, individual privacy bathroom, that people are not going to take, that man or woman not going to take their children and go into a shelter, a structure that's theirs. Tell me. No, it's so damn easy just to say we can't afford it. Oh my God, we can't afford it. Wait, no more land. No more land? Come on. People, we as the people can make the difference by putting the right people in office. I started to sound like it's a campaign speech. It's not. Trust me. But we got to hold these politicians accountable. We got to hold these politicians. How can you even think about spending discretionary money on entertainment when we have so many problems in our state? How? How do you sleep at night? You happy? Because the contractors, the developers, the architects, all of those guys that had feed your trust, they're going to come and say, man, we're going to get this done, guys. 350 million, you guys, somebody's going to make that money. And it's not going to be 350. Right? It's not going to be 350. It's going to be 500, 600. It's going to be like the real. Anyway, my time is up, guys. I'm so sorry. So sorry for venting, man, but no more Charlie for hold me back. I just, that's what I envisioned Mel and Charlie's show transitioning to. Picking up issues. Constant issues. Current issues. It affect all of us in the state. And bringing the politicians on. Hey, you like talk big on the news? Come here where we get live comments. Live comments, guys. Answer the questions that the public want, not what the media. This whole media crap, you watch the news, it's all structured, man. It's all structured. No, come here on the Mel and Charlie show so we can boom, put your question on the screen. Boom. Put the question, now you can read them, guest. And then you got to respond. That's what I'm talking about. How many you think gonna come on the show? How many people out there gonna come on the show to talk about the Stadium Authority and the Rec Entertainment District? Right here. Donuts. Anyway, guys, appreciate you guys. Yes, I just had blamed the press. Like I said, they that's how it works, right? Yeah, I'll come interview. I'll come do your interview, but you gotta stay away from this. You gotta ask me only this. Come on this show, guys. There is no holes barred, man. No holes barred. Anyway, guys, we will be back on Friday night with Charlie. We're gonna have some fun next week, Tuesday. Mark it in your calendar, set your timers, whatever you gotta do. My dad says, Mel, you had a good show. Now tell Patsy go make you a cup of good tea and relax. Love you, take it. Love you, Dad. Love you, man. Dr. Dworkin, Jonathan Dworkin, scientist, infectious disease specialist, author. Book is going to be published. Please join us Tuesday night. But Friday, we're going to have fun, guys. We're going to have fun. I can promise you we're going to have some fun on Friday night. All right, we see you guys then. You guys take care. Stay safe. God bless. We love you, man. Take care.